Hi everybody, this is Dr. Mac at PacificEastAquaculture.com. Out in our greenhouse here today, I want to talk a little bit about our clams and more specifically the so-called teardrop clams. Since there's always some new folks joining us, you can check out our channel here on YouTube and find some clam care videos that I've done in the past, quite a few of them. So check those out if you need some more details on keeping clams. As far as myself, I am a board certified veterinary pathologist. I have been a marine aquarium hobbyist since 1965, and we have been in business here at Pacific East Aquaculture for 25 years. I designed and built this facility. I've also gone out to many locations around the world, set up clam and coral farms, and we regularly import cultured clams and occasionally some wild collected clams as well. So what we have here are the cultured clams. You have some croceas, and there's a maxima. These are squamosas, blue squamosas, and these are also cultured squamosas, a little bit larger. These are about 5 inches, which is about the largest normally that you would see for a cultured clam. Occasionally we'll bring from the farm some 6 to even 8-inch squamosas, but generally most of the farm clams are more the 2.5 to 3-inch range. So like these guys are about 3.5 inches. The croceas are about 2 to 2.5 inches. These are some more of the large cultured squamosas. And then, as I said, we do bring in some wild collected clams. Here's a couple of wild collected squamosas. And then these are the so-called teardrop clams. So as I just mentioned, you have many different species of clams that we bring in for the aquarium trade. Maximas, squamosas, croceas, occasionally duraces, and this is another species. Used to be considered maxima clams. Now they call them Noea. So it's Tridacna Noea. And the teardrop name comes from the very unique pattern on the mantle, as you can see from this one. So this is your normal, regular colored teardrop. It's kind of a tan, sometimes even bordering on a little bit shimmery, kind of a gold color. And then more rare than those are the so-called colored teardrops. So you'll often see some yellowish gold tan coloration in the base, and then blue or green teardrops. But these are the colored teardrops. So the teardrop clams only occur in small, certain regions of the world, and in those regions there are occasionally found some of these colored teardrops. So normally when we get them in, we'll maybe get 2 or 3 of the colored teardrops, and mostly the more tan colored ones. This time we happen to get more than we usually do. I think we got about 10 or 12 of the colored teardrops, and each one varies. So they come from rather remote locations, and there are relatively few of them to begin with on the teardrops in general, and even fewer on the colored teardrops. So that's why the price is fairly high on these, due to the remoteness and just the limited availability of them. They're quite striking, they're very unique, and I would say, other than some of the real oddball species of clams, these are probably the rarest ones that you would see in the hobby. So again, these are the colored teardrop clams, and you can check them out. They're on our website at PacificEastAquaculture.com.